Brother Doug here, and I'm a little tired. I just got back from my little brother and friend seeing Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, Dawn of the Apes, Rise of the Apes 2. Your choice, what have you. So this might be the quickest review ever, but I'm still going to take my time and elaborate. Without further ado, let's get started. So, the main question is, do you have to see the previous Planet of the Apes movies, or do you have to see Rise of the Apes to understand this story? Uh, in a way, yes and no. Because in the beginning of the movie, they definitely explain what happens. It's been a 10-year virus, and the movie takes place 10 years after Rise. But, some of the little references throughout the movie, you only understand if you've seen Rise of the Apes. So it's a coin toss, so it's really up to you. What I will say, though, is I love the world building that they established in this movie. You have the human colony, basically Frisco is all, you know, torn to pieces and definitely in poverty. While at Raries, you have the forest where Caesar is raising his village, and the colony has just been, advancing. They're learning to speak English. The sign language is getting better. They're riding horses and fighting bears and shit. Like, man, I definitely love how Caesar's become like the beacon of hope for these apes. Now, without a doubt, the acting and the direction were awesome. Matt Reeves, who from Cloverfield, stepped in for this movie, and I didn't really like Cloverfield that much, just because the shaky cam. What is it called? What's the term? The film term for that? Not first person. That's video game. Damn, what is it? Found footage. There you go. Now I said the acting was cool too, but I can't really remember what the humans did. Of course, Gary Oldman, Jason Clarke, Kerry Russell, the whole nine were present in the movie. But the real people who stood out were the actors who were playing the apes. The motion capture performances and stuff. Of course, Andy Serkis, the king of motion capture. King Kong, Gollum from Lord of the Rings. Whatever character he's gonna play in Star Wars 7, because he didn't know Andy Serkis is gonna be in Star Wars 7. And Weta Digital did an amazing job on the apes design. They just look really photorealistic. Like, man, shout out to them. I definitely no disrespect to any of the actors that I listed. Kerry Russell, Jason Clarke, Gary Oldman. The apes overshadowed in their own movie, which they're supposed to do, just like the Transformers are supposed to overshadow the humans, not the other way around. But that's for a different blog. Moving on. I'll say this though, you know how they say, the previews nowadays are spoiling the movies, looking at Spider-Man 2, but I'll say this though, the previews definitely teased us, because, what you see in the previews is definitely not how it seems when you actually see it on screen. So, that's all I'm going to say. This is a non-spoiler review. If I had to choose between Rise or Dawn, which ironically both mean the same thing, Rise and Dawn, anyways, I choose Rise. Simply because if you've seen District 9, you know how you've seen how the aliens are mistreated, and you're like, oh man, that's fucked up that they do it to those aliens, to those fucking prawns. And then you're rooting for the aliens, right? Because the mistreatment. And just like on Rise, you're rooting for the monkeys because they've been mistreated. But with this one, it's like a definitely 360. Like, wait a minute, weren't we rooting for y'all? And now y'all, what's going on? The old saying when they say when you go to movies you should learn something. Well, I learned something. It's definitely money's worth. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you. It's money's worth. But with that being said, it gets a 4 out of 5. While in the theater, my little brother sparked a question: what would y'all do in a situation like this? If apes took over the city, town, wherever. Let me know in the comments below. If y'all like the video, share the video, subscribe, tell your friends about me. I'm always on Facebook and Twitter. And like always, deuces.